Welcome, friends, to Ready Set Reiki. I am your guide for this journey today. My name is Tracy Searight.
Hi, and I'm also your guide for this journey. My name is Millie Pampina.
And we thank you so much for joining us on this first episode of Ready Set Reiki. So, welcome. So, we're going to begin our journey today with explaining about the healing art of Reiki. What is it and what's it all about? Millie, what do you have to share with us today?
Thank you, Tracy. The word Reiki is actually made up of two Japanese words. Rei means a higher intelligence that guides the functioning of the universe or God's wisdom or the higher power. And Ki is the non physical energy that flows through anything living, plants, animals, and human, known as life force energy. Together, these two words stand for spiritually guided life force energy. Reiki is, however, not tied to a religion or part of a religious practice. It is not a belief or type of suggestion. However, energy therapies, which Reiki is, are based on the concept that disturbances in the energy fields in and around the body result in illness, and that improving the flow and balance of energy can improve health and well being. Reiki is administered by laying on of hands and is based on the idea that an unseen life force, energy, or ki flows through us, and it's what causes us to be alive. During the session, the Reiki practitioner places their hands either above the person or lightly touching them to stimulate their body's natural healing abilities. Reiki can help with improving a person's spiritual well being, along with helping heal physical and mental health conditions. Tracy, would you like to add anything to that?
Yes, and as you said, Reiki is that Japanese form of energetic healing. So I often tell my students and my clients that I work with almost that it's a kind of energetic massage, just enjoying, relaxing, and allowing that universal energy just to be transferred through me to them, and they are actually doing the healing themselves.
I agree with that. Also, I'd like to add that anytime that I am fortunate enough to give or receive Reiki, because I do like to interact with other practitioners. Because as a practitioner, I find that I also need to be tuned up. I consider it my Reiki facial because I literally come away looking refreshed and relaxed. And I've just found that to be such a part of my well being that I look forward to it all the time.
I look at it as a kind of tune up, as you're getting your car kind of getting in there and getting things taken care of. So I often like to get it like once a month or at least every 6 months for sure. So getting that tune up. And it's also wonderful just to collaborate and work with others' energies. So it's all good.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
So I always look at it when we're healing, we are in service. And when we're in service, we're healing. So,
Mhm.
and you can
Oh,
never take too much of it.
yeah, that's great. That's great. Yes. Sure. It's like doctor heal thyself, yeah. It's a practice. And I consider myself and others, we are practitioners. We are not one and done. We're we're constantly learning from others, meeting others, and finding ways to apply this in our daily lives. You know, and it's just been such a blessing for myself and probably all the people around me too. Because they really benefit from the lessons that I've learned and the feelings that I have about this Reiki energy. Okay.
Yeah,
So, Tracy, you want to tell the our audience a little bit about what we are working towards being able to provide for them with Ready Set Reiki
I'd love
and where
to.
we'll get that?
I love to, Millie. So here we are on Ready Set Reiki, and you're probably wondering, what is this all about? So we thought that we would come together as we are navigating through this kind of landscape of Reiki. We found that things are kind of some inconsistencies in the field, and we thought we would come together and we would collaborate and bring guests of all different types who incorporate Reiki into their lives. And we would bring them on and ask them questions just to kind of get some information out there to allow people just to kind of find out really what this is, to get kind of on the same page on Reiki. So, but as we begin this journey together, we just thought we would take this first episode and really kind of introduce ourselves. Like, who are we? Like, why are we here? And how we got to this very moment in this Ready Set Reiki journey. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this time and we're going to interview each other. But after our next episode, for episode 2, we're going to have a guest, and then our each episode after, we're going to bring in different people, and hopefully it will expand your knowledge on Reiki. So anybody that incorporates it into their daily lives, we love to hear from it. And we would love if you have any questions to find our webpage, find our Facebook page, and just write some questions on there. And we'd love to incorporate it into our program. So as we go forward, we're doing our first guest. So, Millie, who is your first guest?
Tracy, welcome to Ready Set Reiki.
Thank you so much for inviting me today on Ready Set Reiki. It's an honor.
And I am pleased. It's my pleasure to have you here. So, one of the things, I have some ideas as to how I got here, but, really, how did Reiki come into your life? And when did you first start learning about it as a hobby, as a craft, as a career, wherever you place it in your day-to-day existence, in your life goals?
I was first introduced to Reiki, believe it or not, in 2006. So my college roommate had been really curious about it for several years, and she kept talking about it, and she's like, you really need to do this. And I was living in Charleston, South Carolina at the time, and she lives in Quakertown, Pennsylvania, and she would come down a few times a year to come and visit me. So she was like, you've got to try this. This is amazing. This is life-changing. And her goal actually was to become a practitioner and to open kind of a little not a wellness center, but be of service and to give Reiki treatments. And so she had come down, and just out of coincidence, or maybe not coincidence, there was a health fair which had Reiki. So I signed up, we went there, and I sat down in the chair and I watched her on the table, and it wasn't resonating at that time. But she was so into it, and the practitioner was moving hands, and she asked, what do you see? And the practitioner said, I see a figure 8. And at the time, it just didn't call to me at that time. And she studied, and she took classes, and she was really into it. Well, speed up, my sister passes. And the grief was overwhelming, and I was just trying to figure out a way to make my family feel better. What could I do to just relieve my dad, to just my kids? What can be done? And so I went down the rabbit hole, reading books, and then how about doing yoga, and I'll help them do yoga. And finally she brought it up again. Maybe you should try Reiki. Maybe this might be a way to be of service, to help your father, to help the kids. And I started reading it and looking into it. And then I searched online and came across a place called the Energy Connection and scrolled down and found a name, Linda. And I thought, I'm going to email her. And that's what I did. And I sent her a little email, and she sent it right back. And the whole intention, or goal rather, was just to sign up for this class and just do that training. Well, I guess the universe had different plans. So I went from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, and then I just could not get enough. So anything and all, I just kind of tried it, and these became tools that were so helpful because in that time frame my father had gotten sick and my father eventually passed, but those tools I learned in Reiki were so instrumental in that process that that experience of losing him was quite different than losing my sister. I felt like I was better equipped and I could be more active in that process of helping him transition. And then it just became like I really want to pass this gift on to others. And so I went through and became a teacher of it. And now I go and I help others and be of service who feel that calling as well. And it's something I use every day, all day, just practicing, practice. And it's just something that is just so ingrained in my lifestyle now that it's just automatic. I was in the car. I was at a stoplight today, and I could already, my hands just decided, oops, somebody needs Reiki. They had walked right past, and I could feel it. And with each time I, learn something new or get an attunement or a placement, I can feel these different things happening and changing and evolving. So that's how I came into the practice of Reiki. But it was, again, supposed to be kind of a one and done thing. And it, it kind of came into this, and I think really my purpose rather is just to train the teachers, because that's what's coming. There people are saying, what, I had dreams, or I really feel like you're that person. And so that's kind of, and they'll find me on the internet or on Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, things like that. And I'm connecting with them and helping them. And then when they get finished with that training, they're able to go out and like get these fantastic opportunities. So it's been so exciting to see them grow and just really have these amazing opportunities to be of service. So
Wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. And, as part of this, what is, you're using Reiki, you're using yoga, you've had some personal setbacks with some passing of family and changes in your life. What's been the hardest challenge for you to overcome to date? And, how have you also incorporated this into your own personal health and wellness in order to make a smoother transition for you?
I think my biggest challenge is being too much of a warrior instead of a warrior. And, just not being in that present moment. I always think like 10 steps ahead. And I need to just pull back and be in the present moment to feel grounded. And that's what the Reiki really helps me do. Just pausing. And that's what the yoga as well does. So, focusing in the yoga practice with kind of yin and restorative. There's so many different types of yoga, but those were the two that in the last 3 years specifically, I really gravitated to. And in combination with the Reiki, just allowing me to breathe and be in the moment and to just cease those fluctuations of the mind and getting calmed down. And so all of these things together, all of these modalities coming together to kind of help me just really bring that in. Because again, I'm thinking many, many steps ahead, pause, come back a little bit into the moment. So
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like you use this to take advantage of using the energy you have more efficiently. So,
more efficiently, yes. Yes, that's, yeah, for sure. So, I mean, just getting that in that calm space, grounding that connection into this moment and pausing. So, bringing in that just to settle.
fantastic. I couldn't agree with you more. However, on your journey, and you've had a long one, who has really taught you the most about, you know, your Reiki, um, you know, your Reiki career, hobby, craft? Uh, you feel about it. How did you feel about your training experiences personally, and why has that asked how do you want to develop as a trainer yourself?
Well, in the Reiki, of course, we actually, Millie and I have the same teachers. So that's how we ended up together. So first, of course, is Linda, who, I connected with first. So both equally have done important things for me. But Mia being my mentor through our teacher training really resonated with me because she was just someone that kind of looked at things like, just trust the process, use the intuition, just kind of had not necessarily completely stuck to the rules. And so that's what I really loved about that and admired her, kind of attitude with it instead of, going by the manual bit by bit, you have to do A, B, C, and D. And she really allowed me to be creative because I feel I'm a very creative person. And so I really like that aspect of that she kind of encouraged that make this your own. Just make it your own and it'll be perfect. So just that reassurance that, you're on the right path, trust the process. And anytime I came with her with a question, again, Linda was fantastic as well, but Mia was that mentor teacher for an entire year, and she just had such a wealth of information and knowledge that I really felt that she was instrumental in really elevating me to the teacher. But at the same time, when it was time to fly, pushing me out and saying go when it was like, yeah, you really need to be graduated from the program, but I'm not ready. But she knew it. So that's what I loved about that. So I would say for her, most definitely, she's been that role model for me. In yoga, is Danny Ibarra, who is someone I feel and she also does Reiki as well. She incorporates it into her yoga. So I really look at her kind of as a role model in the yoga world with kind of infusing, I think the word William Moran uses, imbuing the yoga or the Reiki into the yoga. So I really like how she does it because I do incorporate that into my yoga practice with my students. So from hands-on to the other techniques that you can use for distance. So those would be the two that I really kind of resonate with in the Reiki world.
Oh, that's wonderful. And thank you for noting that you and I met. Reiki tends to, this being a universal energy and life force, it tends to not be, makes kindred spirits of very different folks because we have common focus, common universal focus. We're all basically looking for the same thing. And I've really enjoyed everybody I've met and the friendships I have, and Tracy and I considering going down this journey, this path, and she's been fantastic. So, with all this in mind, what have you grown the most in your life from these opportunities that you've had?
I would say confidence for sure. So I was an elementary teacher, preschool teacher. So that is kind of my background. I went to college and got out and was in the schools and teaching. And my love is, preschool and kindergarten. And so I had been teaching my whole life at that point, And when I lost my sister, lost my dad, something happened to that solar plexus that knocked me down, that I felt like I don't think I can do this. And, doing the yoga, something just blocked it. I just felt I can't do this. I forget things. I can't remember all these cues. And then the Reiki came in and I was just starting to build confidence. And I really think through the practicing of that and teaching of that has really elevated my confidence, that I'm feeling really comfortable that I can get on, Insight Timer and teach, and get on a podcast like this and talk, and get up in front of a room of people and begin to teach. And And I had something where it was last Tuesday, and I had two yoga teachers of 20 years experience in the room with me. And normally I would have been like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. And I would have gone down the rabbit hole of like all the reasons why I wasn't good enough. I put that on myself all the time, and that's where I have that drive to constantly learn and be better. And how can I do this? And how can I improve? And what can I listen to? And what can I add? But in that moment, I did not feel any fear or any resistance to it. And I really think it's because of the Reiki, just practicing and just giving myself Reiki, giving it to others, having Reiki given to me really just ends up getting all those blockages out of that solar plexus and just getting that confidence just to move forward with it. So, because I think 2, 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago, I would have never imagined myself doing this ever. This was not a part of my plan. I thought, okay, well, I'm going to be this preschool teacher. Maybe I'll go back into the schools and teach. Did not think that I was going to be detoured as a Reiki practitioner, a Reiki master teacher, or a yogi for sure. So, and, I've had the blessing that I'm able to work somewhere that allows me to do all of that. So that would be it. It would be just that, not having the confidence, and then here it is. But again, it was a process. It took time. It wasn't an overnight or flipping a switch, but it was just continuously working on this. And how do I get out of my own way? How do I clear the fear and move forward?
Yeah, just listening to your confidence and your answers is motivating for myself. I have to tell you. But where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where's this taking you?
I would really love to kind of evolve into, and I didn't think I would. Like, my original dream was I wanted to have I always wanted a business, which I do have. But I wanted like a little school, like a little, so my dream would be to have like a children's school of yoga. That would be the dream for that. So I'm just passionate about it. I was able to teach like a Cosmic Kid class last week. And then I realized, you know what? I really like teaching the kids better than the adults. But just having that incorporated, whether it's a little wellness center, a little studio, something small that I can just incorporate my love of Reiki and the love of yoga in it, just supporting other people in this. There's room for everyone in this, and just training and helping others so that they can go out and be of service to others. So that's what I'm hoping in 5 years, just to be better than I am today, being of service to others, and just becoming, networking with people and just expanding my territory and meeting new people and having these opportunities. So that's what I hope for in 5 years.
And we're hoping for that for you. And I hope to be around and a part of that success story as you continue. As we're moving forward, I just also want to ask you, because of your successes and your delightful earthy approach to all these things, what advice would you offer to new practitioners?
The same that I offer to any student that comes to my training: practice, practice, practice. I get a lot of students who have had the Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and they'll say it's not working. And then they come to me and then we talk a little bit, and I'm finding out that they just kind of went through the day of training. They lightly read through the book, and that's all they've done. And then they question why it's not working. So I say it's like a muscle, right? And you have to keep working at it to get stronger and stronger. And even if it's simple as I'm getting up in the morning, I'm giving Reiki to my toothbrush, giving it to my water, giving it to my medication. As I'm leaving the house, I'm giving it to the doorknob, to the car. Make it a practice every single day for that, and it just will become automatic that as you're getting up in the morning after brushing those teeth for 30 days in a row, you don't even have to think about it. It's flowing. So that would be my advice. Practice, 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 and trust the process. A lot of people need signs that this is working. I have a lot of students that really get hung up. It's not working. I don't feel my hands tingling. Well, if you're an empath, you're going to feel it everywhere. So you may not, you might feel it in your heart. You might feel it in your throat, maybe pain in the lower back. So just don't be stuck to one thing because you read it somewhere in a book. Just really trust that it's working. The Reiki is boss. It's going to flow to where it needs to go. You don't have to force or direct it. Just trust it. Trust your intuition and let it flow. So those is what I would say to new practitioners, or even a reminder to seasoned practitioners. So
Great. And well, thank you, Tracy. I could go on asking you questions and listening for hours and hours and hours. But in turn, would you like to interview our second guest tonight?
yes, I certainly would. And it's Millie. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor and privilege to interview you today. So, welcome to Ready, Set, Reiki. So, now I know some things about you, but we're going to ask some questions so our viewers know who you are. So, Millie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. Um, well, this has been a journey for me. I also started out as a client. I was fascinated by feng shui and alternative medicines. I had opportunities. I was a working mom. I was had a high stress position, and then my husband came down with a terminal illness. So I wanted to do what I could to divert my energy, myself, and my thoughts completely away from my day-to-day activities, even just for a moment, so I could just regroup, relax, refresh, and hit it again. Because we're being practical. We all know that life happens. So went down that direction of Reiki treatments and meditation, and kind of made my way out there into several other modalities to see what worked best for me, and found that just having the Reiki treatments as an option, with massage and all those other good things, really did help me balance, because I actually would say to myself, if I can get through this at the end of next week, there I am. I have Reiki, I have massage, I have all these wonderful things going on that I can spend some time with. So after my husband passed, we'd been married 32 years, and I took on the responsibility of still being a working mom, now with a working daughter and two grandchildren, who my husband gave me a great deal of help with, and a higher pressure full-time travel job. It became pretty clear to me that I really needed to get deeper into this, and to allow it to help me decide how I was going to heal. So I did something very similar, and it's cosmic, because the year before I was looking for Reiki training, and I found a woman in Pittsburgh, and about 2 days before the training, she sent me my money back and said, "I'm no longer doing this." And I said, okay, that's fine. And put it away, and just thought, well, I'll keep going for the treatments. And I got on one day, started Googling around and looking, and up came the Energy Center and Linda. And
Yay,
and
Linda.
I ended up signing up for Reiki 1, and I was just so impressed by what you could do. And honestly, the training and the tunings and the meeting of the different people who gave me a really broader perspective as to what people were looking for and why they were doing this, and um, took a lot of the stigma out of it too, that I was facing with others. I honestly didn't always tell people I went for Reiki treatments. I'd say I'm going for my massage, or I'm going, that was more accepted. But but the more I met people of all different backgrounds and all different reasonings, and husband and wives and all these things, and the other folks who were involved, I began to realize that we're basically all in it for the same reason, surprisingly, at the end. So I continued down that journey, going through and signing up for, went through Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3. Loved, loved every minute of it. Got very submersed in some of the woo-woo type things that go along with it, because it was just so much fun, and liking feng shui and all those things, crystals and essential oils and everything. And I took a lot of classes and did a lot of things. Having been in business for 42 years, I wasn't one to just jump without thinking about it just a little. And I met Tracy, and I met the other folks that we're still all in touch with each other, and went on to do other levels of Reiki, the Holy Fire, the Karuna, and now I'm working on the Kundalini, just because I wanted the comparative value of what was best, not just for me, but for my clients. So how could I be more value add to their experience, and make them want to really hunker down and heal, because you can only heal yourself. So I still get treatments regularly. I still talk to others about what they're doing. I compare notes with Tracy quite a bit on how we're working with folks. And I too honestly love the training aspects of it, and the guidance aspects of it. So and I plan to continue on this journey for a long time. So that's how I got here, is just came through necessity. And is every day quite perfect? No, I still believe in Western medicine, but I do use this to help me relax, heal. And honestly, a lot of people who don't even know that I do this um, say my personality is completely different. And I was involved with Reiki after I got my first attunement in Reiki 1, did a lot of soul searching, a lot of meditating, and I actually retired early so I could have the peace of mind to pursue what I was looking to do for myself and others. Because the one thing I found through my journey with my husband, Tracy, and my family, who are still, here with us, is the caregiver needs as much love and support and attention and guidance as the patient does. And that was the one thing that was completely lacking in my experience with being a caregiver with all my other responsibilities. And that's where my focus is getting that piece in alignment for those who really need that uplift, and that community to help the caregiver.
That's great. Thanks for sharing. It's interesting. You know, do you realize, you probably have, that when we've had these trainings, that everyone in the group that we're with, we all have these synchronicities.
Mhm,
And, our connection is, of course, grief.
mhm.
So even when I teach that, just seeing people come together, there's always that one thing they all have in common. So the
Yeah.
universe really works beautifully to give you exactly what you need. And I remember I was in the class with you when you had retired, and seeing you, your face was like glowing. You were glowing. And I just remember, and your hair was back. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like a whole new person. So, I mean, this really does work. I mean, it's just a magical thing. And you're right about the fatigue, just going through all of that. And it really was a blessing that, we had this tool to use. So, oh my goodness. So, thank you for sharing that. So, as this Reiki practitioner, the giver and the receiver, what is that common misperception, do you think, about Reiki?
Yeah, one of the boy, that's really a good question, and also good for new practitioners and people who want to have Reiki treatments and sessions, because I consider Reiki to be a cumulative gathering of the energy. And the more you do it and the more you practice, the more it is effective for you. One thing I came up against quite a bit is, you know, religion. If I was being blasphemous. No, I was being Christian. I consider, and everybody who I've met, we have a close relationship with with God, whoever your God and your spiritual relationships are with. It's respectful to all of those. The other thing I came up with quite a bit, was the fact that people would say, oh, they were using it or thought about using it or could use it in place of Western medicine. No, there is absolutely no substitute for Western medicine, in my humble opinion. It's very close to the medical field. I know Tracy's close to the medical field. No, never. But what I felt was, again, using Reiki as a healing modality, just like you would go to get physical therapy or something before and after, an incident. It's evident that the more the body relaxes, the more the mind is acceptant to healing and the process of healing. A lot of people don't want to take the time or don't believe in the process. The faster you're going to heal and the more responsive you're going to be to others. Those were the two main ones that the third one was always the paranormal side of it. People automatically think you're you're conjuring up I don't know what. No, I and the folks that I deal with, we come from a place of love and light and peace. I don't even know that I believe truly in evil, insofar as there is evil. We acknowledge everything, stress, anger, and all those things in Reiki. And in meditation, you must process in order for it to be let go. We live our lives, so we can't ignore these things just because we think this is what we're using it against. But that was the other thing, was people were looking at it as if it was some type of a witch, or a paranormal type thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
While I have deep respect for all those folks, and we'll be talking further down the line about, oracles and mediumship and all these wonderful things that happen when you open up your mind and you make it flexible, to what the universe is offering. But that was truly not the intention there. So um, I'm finding more and more, as the world is just seeming to, revolve out of control here, is that people are turning to these types of the yoga. And thank you, Tracy, for getting me motivated to, folks, I'm 64 years old and I decided I'm going to become a yogi.
It's amazing. It's fantastic. Yeah.
I
Perfect.
will not be twisting up like a pretzel. There's
Okay.
so many facets to that. And I find that along with the meditation and the Reiki and the breathing and all these other things that you have to help the body, is just wonderful. And I'm finding far more people now that are just so interested and want to go further and have a lot of questions. So it's really been enjoyable helping to guide them, or, dispel any of you know, the misinformation that they may have, and get them moving on things that they weren't using their energy for before.
Right.
So yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah, yeah. It just seems in this as again expanding the territory with it that because it is Japanese, there's no dogma to it. Just the essential core of it is love. just love and sending of your highest good. So again, if you are, listening and you're brand new and curious about Reiki, know that there's no religious dogma to it. It is just the core of life and love and wanting your highest good on that. So with that, you have, being the practitioner and receiving Reiki, what do you look for? What qualities do you look for in a Reiki practitioner? Say, I am brand new, I am curious, I'm listening to Ready Set Reiki, I'm gonna go and, expand and see what this is all about. So, in your experience, what are some qualities that you look for in a Reiki practitioner?
Yeah, that's a really good question because as you gain knowledge through your training and as you get your attunements, first of all, as a client, you need to be pretty open to the variety of approaches that people have in all walks of life. But what I really look for is the time that they take, the questions that they ask, um, the respect that they have for not only themselves, their environment, and for myself. And just, I'm not going to sit here and say, boy, I can tell that they don't have. That's not the case. I do not. I have learned through my experiences to stop reading books by their cover and to allow the practitioner to practice. And if we're just not resonating with one another or something's not working with the approach, the style, or what I'm looking to get out of it, namaste. I respect you. I respect your energy. I respect your heart and your knowledge and all experiences. I always tell people, and I've practiced this my entire life, there's never a bad experience. You can always learn something no matter what. So take it in stride and improve yourself. I improve myself and add and remove things based on how I feel about my experiences with practitioners. But we all started out, we all did our first session. we all we all after the person left went, oh my God, I forgot all these things. Keep sending it. You can send it through the universal distance Reiki, which I love. I find that to be a powerful tool. I feel that I get just as much or more out of that when I'm not in person because I can relax better. So just if you're calm with me, generally I'm calm with you, and that's what I look for in people. Yeah, I give people a chance. So that's what I want to see.
Perfect. That's great. And so, for our listeners that are brand new to Reiki, can you tell them about how many levels are there in Reiki?
Okay. Well, there's, in the UC, I'm pronouncing that correctly, form, basically there's four levels there, and that would be your first degree, second degree, third degree, which does not make you a teacher, but it does make you a master practitioner. And then you would go on, you can call it level four, or you can call it becoming attuned to be a teacher or provider. Also, in the William Rand practice or that lineage there, we have the opportunity for other attunements. One is animal Reiki, which Tracy is going to be tuning me in the next few weeks, because then you can give attunements to animals so they literally can glow and energize and give off their own universal energy to others and other animals. You can also have, which I just absolutely loved, is the holy fire. That's they have, there's three levels there. Basically, you get your symbol and everything. Layer one, level one, level two, level three is your graduation and your master. um, it's a little shorter in length, practice wise, and there is differences in how you receive. I don't want to say attunements because then you start getting into transmissions and other forms of that, which are very fascinating. And then you come to the karuna, of which you also have basically the three, um, the three levels that you go through and the transmissions and the number of symbols that you receive with Karuna is just, it's funny because when you first start in Reiki, you start getting your symbols. First one's pretty easy. The second one, you get a little more challenged. The third and fourth one, you're wondering what you were doing there. Uh, they're challenging to
Funny.
draw, challenging to remember. Um, I still have cheat sheets. The Holy Fire, one symbol. Karuna, eight symbols.
Absolutely.
And and then you become again where you felt you were completely at large and in charge of what you were doing. All of a sudden you don't seem to be able to figure out which symbols to use when and how to use it. So um first of all, relax. We all did our first one. Second of all, I just sat down because I went out and I read and Googled and read, and I just created a cheat sheet. If the intention is this, try to use these symbols, but you can always call in, always raise the symbols up to the energy, and bring them down as you need them. You can always make a mid-course correction if you're getting back feedback that something maybe isn't drawing as much energy as you think that they need to. And I always like to start and end with, of course, the Shanti, the peace symbols and things of that nature, because they just make me comfortable. So there's a lot you can do. You can do as much or as little as you would like to do. And if you want to do it for yourself, um, all those levels and all those attunements and all those classes are well worth the investment of your time.
Wow.
So
Thank you for explaining that. So, if someone would like to find you, how can they find you? Let us know what you do. Do you offer online, in person? Where can we find you if we're like, my goodness, I really love this person. I want to connect with her. I want to learn from her. So, tell us how we can find you.
sure. I'm on the website for Ready Set Reiki. Ready Set Reiki. I love the stoplight. I also have an umbrella type business called Coma Naturale. That's not to my late husband. He was from Italy. And through that, I have my Reiki, where you can get in touch with me, what I'm offering right now. I'm not as out there in the public yet, like Tracy as well. I guess I'm in the public. I just don't do the in person as much yet, but that's coming. And I do have several clients, but I'm looking to expand more. But please feel free. I'm there. I answer my mail. I answer any questions that you have. If you leave me your phone number, I'll call you. But calmanaturale.com. And I'm also on Facebook. So under my name, Millie Pampina. So
And you're in the Pittsburgh area, correct?
I am. I'm in
Okay,
the North Hills of Pittsburgh. So
okay,
thank you.
so yeah, so check that out. And another bonus for today in our Ready Set Reiki is that Millie is this master meditator. So she is going to lead us in this beautiful meditation today. So what a blessing it is that she is here and she is going to gift us this. So you're going to have this wonderful meditation to enjoy and listen to. So Millie, would you like to guide us through this experience of your meditation today?
I would. Thank you. Um, for everybody who's here, I will be and do record these meditations. Get them up on there and give you links from my website. So, stay tuned and we'll make sure you get that information. Um, I'd also like to be honoring one of our archangels at least once a month, and also looking at other meditations that are more practical to address our day-to-day needs. So this particular meditation is going to be about joining with Archangel Jeremiel, the angel of forgiveness. And that's one of the things that I know Tracy and I also are very big on presenting to our clients is if you're not acceptant of yourself, forgiving yourself and loving yourself, you're not going to be able to pass those graces on to others. So there's your homework.
Yeah, very important. Yes.
Yes. So, many of us find it so difficult to move ahead as we continue to be tied to the weight of stress and anxiety for many reasons. And when we take stock of our own actions and feelings, we are not equipped um, to move forward until we do that. So only then, once we, take our inventory, can we adjust ourselves according to the insight gained by deep and genuine reflection. You're by yourself on that when you're doing it, so be honest. When you think about what forgiveness really is, you begin to realize that it is inseparable from mercy. And in order to be truly merciful, you must practice forgiveness for yourself as well as others. So, our Archangel Jeremiel is a patron of visions, psychic dreams, and life reviews. The meaning of the name Jeremiel is mercy of God, God's mercy, or whom God sets up. He is the archangel of the prophetic visions. He also helps the souls who recently passed away and crossed to the afterlife to review their lives. Jeremiel helps us all who are still alive as well to review our lives and to make useful changes. He helps inspire forgiveness and understanding in people who call upon him. Let's be honest. We all hold on to negative energy from times when we were wronged by others or even by ourselves. It can be really difficult to look outside to try to understand why we are hurting. In the process, we can lose sight of how we affect those around us. Jeremiel helps us to get a bird's eye view of our own feelings, beliefs, and actions, which ultimately offer unique opportunities to understand our place in life with less room to judge ourselves and those around us. When we understand where we are and why we are there, the sum of our experience suddenly becomes a roadmap to our own self actualization. Self actualization in people allow them to accept themselves and others as they are. They tend to lack inhibition and are able to enjoy themselves and their lives free of guilt. Not only do self actualized people fully accept themselves, but they also embrace others for who they are. Jeremiel helps reveal this roadmap to us by shedding light on the nature of our own lives. And when we learn to let go of the negative energies from judgment and vindictiveness, we are left with forgiveness, mercy, and love. When we think of Archangel Jeremiel, we think of his power of forgiveness, whether towards ourselves or others. Forgiveness is a powerful ability that allows us to let go of negative energy that does not serve us. Jeremiel helps us to do this by guiding us to evaluate our lives and the nature of our relationships, including our relationships with ourselves. Jeremiel has a more subtle presence and style of communication than some of the other archangels. While the answers of other angels might be accompanied by distinct colors or imagery, Jeremiel tends to communicate through visions and dreams. I tend to call those his movie reels. When you call upon Jeremiel, you might experience visions of important moments of your life. These can include memories of the past or defining moments of your future. These glimpses through time help us understand why we should conduct ourselves for future goals or more completely appreciate the effects of past events. Importantly, these visions might portray times that have caused us great or lasting suffering. These visions often provide a new way of looking at things that have happened to us and can inspire forgiveness rooted in the more objective understanding of those events. So much interpersonal conflict comes down to people not having complete understanding of other people's intentions. By calling on Jeremiel, you can tap into this raised perspective and begin to let go of judgment that weighs you down and causes you pain. If you've ever talked to a counselor or therapist about your past to understand your subconscious or even use hypnotherapy to identify important effects of past events, then you've done your life review. Life reviews can be thought of as taking personal inventory, and they come in many forms. They are essentially deliberate examinations of your past aimed to uncover relevant details about your current state. Archangel Jeremiel's visions are a type of life review, and they allow you to see details about your lives and ourselves. And those details allow us clearly identify the roots of our problems. Once we do have these underlying issues known, we can make informed decisions about which path to lead the solutions we are looking for. By developing a higher degree of this clairvoyance through his visions, your life reviews can become clearer, more detailed, and more meaningful. Like anything, developing the ability takes practice. To gain more from personal reflections, you must do them often and with purpose. Jeremiel makes this easier by providing a divine source of inspiration and power to guide your personal life reviews. The more clearly you can envision your past and future, the less judgment is needed to understand yourself and other people. Jeremiel also interacts with our dreams. Dreams and visions have certain similarities, and one important similarity is their tendency to reveal qualities of the subconscious. While peeking into our past and future can certainly give insight as to what actions lead to what we want in life, getting a better understanding of the messages embedded in our dreams is a great way to understand which feeling and emotions we hold on to that sit just below the surface of our conscious mind. Experiencing Archangel Jeremiel on a personal level can be very powerful. We're often in our own worst enemy, and we hold ourselves to standards we would never hold another human being to. As you begin to walk your own self awareness journey to release what holds you back from living your life fully and deeply, you will discover a very long list of regrets you are consciously keeping, a manual of sorts that reminds you that you're not deserving of love, happiness, or compassion that you freely give to others. Most of these items on that list were very simply human fumbles on the learning path of life. So when you decide to accept yourself for what you are and move forward, that's when Archangel Jeremiel comes into your life, highlighting the way. Through his guidance, we choose to release what is binding us, accept our humanity, and forgive ourselves for not having all the answers up front. Archangel Jeremiel gives us the path to self-forgiveness and the turned into willingness to forgive others. You will learn the power of your connectedness and non-judgment begins with yourself first. So how do we meditate to connect with Jeremiel? A personal connection with Archangel Jeremiel can help you forgive yourselves or others for their humanness. So let's just go ahead and introduce ourselves to Jeremiel in meditation, prayer, intention setting, and gratitude. As we prepare for meditation, I want you to close your eyes and breathe slowly. Exhale that stale air, then inhale and exhale deep into your core. With each exhale, you relax further and further. You surrender to the release of the tension in your body as your muscles soften. Feel your breath filling your abdomen, gently expanding your sides, back and front like you are blowing up a beautiful balloon. Feel the breath swirling around in your internal organs. The breath finds its way into the space between your stomach and the base of your lungs. You feel an instant sensation of lightness and space as your breath connects and fills in that area. This is your core, your true essence. Feel your core expanding now, joining up with your heart as your core connects with your heart space. A massive ball of energy is forming, enveloping your entire body, your auric layers, and out as far as you can project it to surround yourself in a beautiful, love-filled, clear globe. As you sit peacefully and absorb the energy, you notice a soft, transparent yellow mist forming. It relaxes you as it swirls around the globe, softly touching you. It soothes you, yet makes you feel free and ready to begin your healing journey. When you feel ready, invite Archangel Jeremiel to join you silently in the globe with this prayer. Archangel Jeremiel, I call upon you now to stand by me. Help me to be fearless while learning life's lessons. Lay your prophetic hands on me as I sleep. Evoke in me the power to see with my mind. Create in me the power to heal my own heart. Jeremiel appears in front of you, gentle and powerful, wearing his deep purple robe, silently sharing in your heart light. Now repeat silently this intention. Dear Jeremiel, it is my honor to meet you. I want to get to know you better. I'd love to learn about your gifts and how you will communicate them with me. I'm ready to receive your guidance. Please open my heart fully and show me the miracle forgiveness in my life. In a visible and measurable way. I am so grateful you have made it so. At this time, now silently add your own personal intention for this meeting. Take a moment on your words to assure you do not require any additional changes or intentions. Archangel Jeremiel draws closer to you, blending your energies until you both are indistinguishable. Use this experience to allow the yellow mist of energy globe you and Jeremiel now share to guide you to envision your new life, the lightness of your heart, your unconditional love and kindness coming through for yourself and others, the happiness you will have as you let go of what is weighing your heart down and causing you so much stress and anxiety. Now you are fully connected and ready to have this adventure. Just remember, Archangel Jeremiel is not as easy to connect to as the other archangels. Jeremiel is more likely to send guidance in dreams, visions, and symbols like angel numbers. Archangel Jeremiel is your angel of emotions and will continue to help you take a closer look at your life and develop skills that help bring out evolutionary change for you to help yourself heal. You gently smile as you recall the name Jeremiel is translated as mercy of God, knowing you have been genuinely blessed by his visit. You show your gratitude by thanking Jeremiel for this positive experience and energy as you look forward to your healing and connectedness with your new self and life. Jeremiel thanks you for your commitment to your journey, and you silently understand this is not goodbye, but until you meet again, and bows respectfully towards you as this beautiful being begins to dissolve into the soft yellow mist. The rhythm of your breathing continues slowly and deeply as you enjoy the final glow of this moment, considering this a beautiful experience. Now begin to bring yourself back to the present as you slowly and gently leave your energy globe. You know in your heart you are not leaving empty handed, as you are now armed with the confidence and support of your loving new friend and mentor. Feel yourself return back to your earthly body, relaxed and energized to work on all that you have learned to improve your life and the lives of others around you. Smile and gently open your eyes. Welcome back. You are loved and appreciated. As we end this beautiful moment with an affirmation, I am what I am. I live life in this moment. I accept life for what it is. I breathe this moment and let go of control. Life is perfect the way it is. I am what I am. Let this remind us to practice letting go of all control and live life without holding on to expectations. Try this just one day a week. Do this with self awareness. Just allow yourself to see every situation for what it is, every person for who they are, without any personal input in any way. And please remember, to see beauty in all things is a choice. Archangel Jeremiel will continue to guide you to choose wisely. Blessings and best wishes as you continue your journey of peace, light, and love. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Millie, for that meditation. And just a lovely reminder, where can our guests find more of your meditations?
That would be on my YouTube channel, which I have on my website, links to the various meditations that I have been putting out there. Thank you so much. Under Kalmonte Reiki. So we'll be publishing more of that information.
All right, friends. Well, as your tour guide, our journey of our first episode of Ready Set Reiki is coming to a close. We thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you. Follow us on our webpage, Ready Set Reiki, or check us out on Facebook. And you're welcome to email us with any questions that you have. Millie, we have a guest coming up in our next episode. Can you just give us a little teaser of who that is?
Oh, well, we have Victoria's Ice coming up. Victoria has been she's been a practitioner for me, a mentor, a trainer, and just an all-round interesting individual that I really enjoy her her approach, and I'm so happy that she's going to be joining us. I think you'll enjoy meeting her. She's also a medium and a good one. And she has quite a following here in the Pittsburgh area, so I'm looking forward to having her with us.
Yes, it's so exciting. So if you have any questions, please post them on our page or send us an email so that we can give them and tell them, ask Victoria about it. So, all right, so we're going to be wrapping up. So again, my name is Tracy Searight, teacher, Reiki master teacher, yogi, fur mom, and I'm located here in El Paso, Texas. So I was in Pittsburgh, but I came out to join my husband here so he can live his dream of being a true Texan. So thank you so much for joining us. Millie, do you want to say anything else before we sign off this evening?
Oh, just thank you so much. And again, I have enjoyed this journey. I am really happy to be starting this new leg with Tracy and all of you. I too am a practitioner, teacher, master and teacher. And I also try to keep up with Tracy's long list of credentials. Please
You're
feel
getting there. You're getting there.
yeah,
It's
please feel
succeeding.
free. Yeah. Please feel free to look us up on our website, Ready Set Go, ReadySetReiki.com. More information will be coming forward, and we really enjoyed having you. We thank you, and please continue to join us as we go through this, and let us know in the comments what you like, what we could be doing, and other information and topics you'd like to be discussing.
That's perfect. Yep. So put if there's something that you want to learn about or know, we'll investigate and check it out for you. So thank you so much. Namaste, everyone.